Hey, I'm hopping on today to share a conversation I just had with a buyer, and I hear this one a lot. And it usually starts with, I want to buy a fixer-upper and I want to DIY everything. When I ask why they want to DIY the house, the answer is inevitably, I'll save money if I do it that way. You probably know the dream. You'll spend a few weekends painting, redo the kitchen, maybe retile the bathroom. How hard can it be, right? But here's the truth. Not only is that risky, it can cost you way more than you think. I'm Heidi Gage, 203K Reno Queen, and I'm breaking down the real difference between DIY, doing it yourself, and using a renovation loan. What buyers get wrong, and how to avoid the most expensive mistakes. Let's start with the part no one likes talking about, the real cost of DIY, because the internet and HGTV make it look really easy, but real life, it's a totally different story. First, materials. The cost of lumber, tile, and even just basic hardware has gone up dramatically over the past couple of years. And depending on the project, materials alone can double from your original estimate that you've drawn up yourself. Second, delays. You might plan for a one weekend project that quietly turns into 4 months, 3 arguments about paint color, 2 meltdowns, and 1 almost divorce situation. Suddenly, your project is stretched out into 12 to 18 months. It can get exhausting and really drawn out. Third, permits. A lot of buyers don't realize this, but most projects in a house legally require permits be pulled from the local zoning and permit office. Structural work, electrical work, HVAC, anything involving the major systems requires a permit. If you skip the permits, you risk fines from the local permitting authorities. Worse, having to rip out all of the work and have it redone by a professional, and it ends up not saving you any money at all and probably costing you even more. Did you know that when you go to sell the home, most home inspectors and appraisers will actually check to see if permits have been pulled on a fully renovated house? Without permits, you could have a home buyer walk away from contract because the work that was done on the house was not permitted. Fourth, failed inspections. Even if you do get a permit, DIY work often fails inspection the first time. That means more time, more money, and more frustration. And here's the kicker. You may end up having to hire a professional to finish the work and get it to pass permit in the end run. Studies show that 60% of all DIY projects go over budget, not by a little, but by a lot. So DIY is not always the cheap option that everybody imagines that it's going to be. But that's where a renovation loan comes in, because a renovation loan is the secret sauce for all buyers that are looking at fixer-uppers. Now let's talk about what a renovation loan actually protects a homeowner from, because this is where most buyers have no idea the value that they are getting out of a renovation loan. First, you're working with a licensed, insured contractor. It's a professional that knows the code, they know timelines, and they're legally responsible for the quality of work that they do. Second, your project is going to go through professional inspections, not just your uncle with a flashlight trying to say if it looks right, but real inspectors making sure everything is done safe and up to code. Third, again, all work must meet building code. So no shortcuts, no TikTok hacks, no guesswork. Fourth, your funds are actually protected because you're not just handing over a giant check to the contractor hoping they're going to show back up and finish the job. Money is released in draws to the contractor based on completed work. And finally, cost overruns are handled with a built-in emergency fund that's financed into the loan. That means if something unexpected does pop up during construction, which it will, you already have a cushion built in to cover it. So renovation loans exist specifically to prevent the nightmare scenarios of a DIY. Now, don't get me wrong, DIY definitely has its place, and it can save you money, but it's for the finishing touches, the touches that make the house feel like a home. Think painting, cabinetry hardware, changing the light fixtures. Those are all pretty easy projects that you can tackle in a weekend. But for the major systems like electrical, plumbing, HVAC, even flooring, because trust me, tiling is not as easy as it looks. Those things are not the easiest and they are best left to the professionals. So think DIY is cosmetic touches, renovation loan is renovating a house. So let's address the big myth, because there are a lot of myths out there about renovation loans, but the biggest one by far is that renovation loans are more expensive. I hear it a lot, and at first glance, maybe they do look more expensive, but that's because you're financing both the renovation costs and the purchase price or your current loan amount into one loan. But here's the truth. Number one, Mortgage interest is going to be far cheaper than credit card debts or personal loans because both of those are higher interest rate options for financing renovations. So even if your monthly payment is a little bit higher, you're financing the renovation at a far lower cost and over a longer term because you're going to be doing a 30-year mortgage. Number 2, you're not draining your savings. With a renovation loan, with the contingency reserve that's built in, your cash stays protected. Number 3, a professionally renovated home with permits pulled actually increases in value, while a DIY house may actually decrease in value. So just keep in mind you're investing in your future equity and you're not just patching things together. Number 4, when a licensed contractor does the work, it's done right the first time. Not fixed later, not fixed by YouTube, not duct taped and zip tied. It's done correctly, safely, and up to code. So here's the bottom line. DIY is great for decorating. A renovation loan is great for actually renovating. If this helped, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. We go over lots of renovating tips, financing tips, and fixer-upper strategies. I'll see you in the next one.